Hello everyone. Uh, it's been a long week for me, but I haven't uploaded. So first of all, I just want to say that I love comics. That's it. So you can read the title. You know what it's gonna be about. There's no reason for me to say it or maybe announce it. So let me go with the complete set of. And maybe I'm gonna say it. The complete set of Action Comics, the Black Ring. Yes. This is Action Comics, the Black Ring. Before, okay, before the new 52. Yes. So, this is Action Comics 890. It's an it's a run that ran up to from 890 to 900. You know that Action Comics 900 with like 3 different covers from Alex Ross, Adam Hughes, and David FiNCH? Yes, until that point. Action Comics 890. This is the beginning of the Black Ring. Yes. This is when Paul CoRNeLL, Pete Woods, and David FiNCH joined forces to create, to me personally, in my opinion, to me, like one of the just greatest stories, not of all time, maybe of this generation, and it's just so good. And it doesn't even involve Superman. It involves this man. Now, what I find very funny about issue 890 is that I haven't seen really. This is like the first time I see something like this. That the regular cover artist also makes a variant cover. So this is the cover 8 of Action Comics 890 by David FiNCH, and he also did the variant cover for 890. It's right here, Action Comics 890, and David FiNCH did the variant cover. It's right here. Now starring Lex Luthor. Yes. Action Comics 890. Paul CoRNeLL the stories, Pete Woods the art, David FiNCH the cover. That's all you need. I'm a big fan of David FiNCH. I saw him at a convention, but this guy is like, I don't know, people love him so much that at conventions, you have to make a line to get a sketch from him, and not only you're not guaranteed the sketch, but you would have to sign up if you want to get a sketch, and he will charge you like $300 for every sketch. And out of the 20 people, the first 20 people to sign up to get a sketch from him, he only picks like 3. So it's really random, and it's a big waste of time. I'd rather just get his signature, honestly. Action Comics 890, starring Lex Luthor. Yes. So in every issue, we get different covers by David FiNCH. Instead, this one. Like for instance, we get Action Comics 891. That's Superman. He looks like Frankenstein. A bit. And that's Lex Luthor. It looks like the monster, not Frankenstein. Frankenstein the creator. This is the monster. Sorry. My mistake. Some people get confused sometimes. They think Frankenstein's the monster, not the creator. Anyway, so there's like a I guess a tribute. It's Action Comics 891. beautiful, beautiful. So you know, look at Superman's underwear. It's there. Well, like I said, this is before the New 52. And I think Action Comics that actually did not stop at 900. It went to like 4 more issues, like 904. That was supposed to be a storyline called the something about Doomsday. I forgot, but it has to do with Doomsday. So so yeah. So it's Action Comics 891. Now let's go to Action Comics 892. Action Comics 892. Yes. There is a backup story on this comic by Jeff Lemire. He's the writer of Sweet Tooth and Animal Man. He has a Superboy here. Backup story. It was really nice. He also did the Superboy Neo arc before the New 52. I wish they stay with that Superboy, not the one they have right now. But anyway, this is, as you can see, the cover is so beautiful. This is Lex Luthor versus Deathstroke. This is Action Comics 892. Lex Luthor versus Deathstroke. He fights everyone there is in the DC universe. Villains and everybody. Everybody that counts, I guess. Super Punch by Lex. Yes. It's Action Comics 892. It's a beautiful thing. Now let's go with Action Comics 893. Gorilla Grodd. So this is Lex Luthor versus Gorilla Grodd. It's Action Comics 893. Again, there is a backup story. Now this time is with Nick Spencer, the writer of Morning Glories. Yes, he did a Jimmy Olsen backup story. This is Action Comics 893. I'm really happy with the new Action Comics. I think Grant Morrison's doing a great job. I'm really happy. I mean, not only they're redoing the Superman the origin, but you know, everything is so just new, fresh, and I like it. You know, some people really hate it because they just want to stick to one story and that's it. You know, it's comics. You know, you have to adapt to new origins and adapt to new stories. Why do you think Batman came out with Earth 1, the graphic novel? You know, why not? Just give the writer a chance to, I guess, make a different origin, and you know, some people might consider it the best. You know, we have different colors for different people, right? We all have different taste in colors. We all have different taste in many things. So any origin that you know you might like, then you stick with it. But let's not criticize what other people do. They're doing it for the benefit of the character, you know, not to screw it up. Anyway, this is Action Comics 894. This is Death. It's supposed to be Death in action. So I guess Lex Luthor, as you can see right here, he meets Death. And there's also, like I said, a backup story with Nick Spencer, the the writer of Morning Glories, you know, one of the most famous writers in Image Comics. He did a backup story in Action Comics 894, so people didn't know that. But anyway, let's not forget the beautiful covers by David FiNCH. Yeah. Dead Holding Flowers. Nice. Paul CoRNeLL, Pete Woods, David FiNCH. Oh man, I wish they would come back. Not for Action Comics. You know, it can be for something else. But I wish they would, you know, come back together. Just like I wish Scott Snyder would, you know, would write a story and Francesco Francabella and Jog would do the art. I wish that would happen again. But I guess we're not going to see that for a while now. Because I guess Greg Capullo is really comfortable doing Batman. And Scott Snyder is really comfortable with him. So let's not break up the group. Action Comics 894. Yes. Now let's go with Action Comics 895. Action Comics 895. Let me see. Yes, this is Lex Luthor versus Vandal Savage. Yes, almost got his legs cut off. Hostile takeover by Vandal Savage. Still a backup story by Nick Spencer. I think DC collected all these backup stories by Nick Spencer and made it into a big one-shot. I'm gonna, you know, look into that and maybe provide information in the link down below. This is Action Comics 895, Lex Luthor, Action Comics. No Superman for a complete year. That was good, I guess. But, you know, for those that, you know, back in, this happened in 2011. So back when this was happening, if you wanted Superman, you would have to buy Superman, not Action Comics, because Superman was also doing a big storyline called Grounded. You know, and they would have big artists and big writers doing that story arc, so you would not be disappointed. I think, in my opinion, you know, Action Comics and Superman, before they did the New 52, they went out with a bang. Because Batman, you know, Batman was doing so bad. Tony Daniel was just shedding all over it. He was shedding all over Batman. But Detective Comics, Scott Snyder took over Detective Comics from 871 to 881, and it was magnificent. But Batman, the title Batman, it was a mess. I stopped collecting Batman because of Tony Daniel. Anyway, this is Action Comics 896. Now this is Vandal Savage versus the Secret Six. Do you guys remember the Secret Six by Gail Simone? Well, I do remember it. It wasn't, you know, my favorite book, Secret Six. But the fact that they showed up at Action Comics, you know, I started to like them a little, I guess. Well, I guess their writing, their dialogue was not written by Gail Simone. That's why, because it was written by Paul CoRNeLL. So I thought it was, you know, much better. But I guess it depends on, you know, who you like and who you don't. And I like Paul CoRNeLL 10 times better than Gail Simone. Anyway, so Action Comics 896. And again, like I said, a Nick Spencer, you know, backup story. And the cover by David FiNCH. So if you had to buy Action Comics 896, you would also have to buy Secret Six number 29. Because this is actually part 1 of the Secret Six and Vandal Savage. So when I heard about this, I said, you know, I don't like purchasing books, you know, that are not, you know, big titles like Action Comics or or Superman, Detective Comics, and all that stuff. You know, I don't like to collect comics like that. But I was forced. I was forced by the storyline, and I had to buy it, so I did. So this is aCTioN Comics 896, and this is part 1. Part 2 went on Secret 6 number 29, so I had to buy it. Remember when DC was doing the white covers? Yeah, that's when this happened. So this is Secret 6 number 29, part 2 of aCTioN Comics 896. And I had to buy it and get it graded, you know, just to have the complete set. Because when you go buy the graphic novel of aCTioN Comics, the Black Ring, it's going to tell you exactly that Secret 6 is part of this storyline. So if anybody, you know, had a second thought of me having the complete set, I do have it, and it's here. And I had to buy Secret 6 number 29, and yes, it's part of the story, blah blah blah, whatever. It's part of the story, that's why it's here. Otherwise, I would never buy a Secret 6 comic at all, ever. So anyway, remember when DC was doing the white covers? Yeah, this is when it happened. Beautiful, huh? I like the covers. It's cool. I guess this is Bane. Mr. Bane, what are you doing there? Didn't you get killed at Dark Knight Rises? Was that a spoiler? I'm sorry. You can unsubscribe if you thought that was a spoiler. Anyway, so that's Secret 6 number 29. So let's get this out of the way for a second. So that's aCTioN Comics 896. What's next? aCTioN Comics 897. And yes, now David FiNCH did it so beautiful. I mean, this cover is just, this is to have a poster on. Lex Luthor holding Superman's cape, and the cape's burning. Oh man, this is so fantastic. Come on, does it get better than this? And this is a special issue because the Joker shows up in this issue. Well, he goes to Arkham and bits Joker for, you know, to ask him a couple of questions. But there is a Joker appearance on aCTioN Comics 897. Yes. It's a beautiful thing. Okay, let's move on. This is aCTioN Comics 898. This is Lex Luthor versus the Larfleeze. The rematch. There you go. Now, the comment that I made a couple of minutes ago about aCTioN Comics and Superman going out with a bang before the New 52. Well, that's true. Well, this is what I consider one of the greatest stories of aCTioN Comics without Superman, and what. And the title Superman, what they did, they got together John Cassaday for the covers, and Michael Straczynski, I think I'm pronouncing that name right. Yes, he was doing the writing, and it was Superman. It was so good, man. Do I have the complete set of Superman Grounded? Yes. I think it's actually 700 to 714. Yes, that's it. But you know, I cannot show everything at one day, or in the next week or something, because I want to build up other things that I have. It's not going to be only Superman for a month. So I'm actually showing you now is something I wanted to upload a couple of weeks ago, but I just didn't have the time. But anyway, this is aCTioN Comics 898. Lex Luthor. Now let's go with aCTioN Comics. $8.99. It's beautiful. This is Lex Luthor versus Brainiac. Fighting in space. Oh, see that? That's when DC announced drawing the line at $2.99. Well, that thing only stayed for 2 months, 3 months. That's it. Then it went back to $3.99. No big deal. So only $1. Anyway, this Action Comics $8.99. At last, the truth behind the black ring. Okay, so we're getting there. $8.99. What's next? Mr. 900. And again, all these covers are done by David FiNCH, okay? This one too. Action Comics 900. Paul CoRNeLL, Pete Woods, Jesus Marino. Well, you know, this is actually a collaboration of many artists. They all got together and, you know, wrote different stories. A 96-page spectacular. Yes. How do you know it's really thick? Well, look at the thickness here, and look at the thickness to a regular comic. See the difference? Yes. Action Comics 900. Right here. Now, who did the variant? Variant A. Mr. Alex Ross. Action Comics 900. Now that I see this this cover, it reminds me of the cover that I gave away in a contest. For those that you know, got into my contest last month, I hope all of you enjoyed the books that I sent you. Since this is the Batman month, you know, the Dark Knight Rises month, so I thought it would be, you know, good to send you a book, you know, in the name of Batman. And you know, hope you read him, and you know, hope you like him. This is Action Comics 900, the Alex Ross cover. It's a beauty, man. So good. Now let's go with variant B. And the cover was done by Adam HuGHeS. Yes. Action Comics 900. Breaking the chain. Action Comics 900. Well, so this is my complete set of Action Comics, the Black Ring. This is the complete set. I don't know anybody else that has the complete set. If there's anybody out there, you know, I guess, you know, show me your stuff. Let me see what you have. I'm a big Superman fan. Whoever of you guys went to see the Dark Knight Rises movie, you know, you get a teaser trailer of the Man of Steel movie that's coming out next year in the summer, 2013. It's a great trailer, so powerful. From what I heard, from what I know, because I looked into it, they used music from the Lord of the Rings, the Fellowship of the Ring. I think that's the first movie, right? The Fellowship of the Ring. Yeah, yeah. They used this like a really small sample from their soundtrack of the Lord of the Rings, the first movie. You know, and they used that sample to do the Man of Steel teaser trailer. Anyway, man, that's it. This is all I have. Just, I guess, just 9.8s and complete sets. Anyway, take care and see you next time.